Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I hope that you're doing really well. I'm here today to bring you a really fun stamp set. It's called Delivering Cheer, and it is amazing. Let me show you what I have. This is the card we're going to make today. Isn't it cute? Nice fall colors. It says Heartfelt Wishes. Nice place to put a note there. Perfect. This is the main stamp set that I'll be using. I'm blogging with it for the whole week, so check it out. From Sunday to Saturday, I'll be blogging this stamp set. There'll be lots of ideas and inspiration on my blog, Inky Hands Warm Hearts, and the description is in the link is in the description below. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube so that you can get more notifications, because I will be doing a few more videos with this same stamp set. We're also using the Heartfelt Wishes stamp set, which is what these little words here are stamped with. I just thought that it went really well, and I wanted to pair the two of them together. We are also going to be using the scalloped contour dies. I absolutely love these dies. It is this third in from either side. There's 5 of them here, and the one in the middle is what I have used for this brown scallop around the outside of her. So we'll be using that today. And then I wanted to have the sentiment also on a scallop, but I needed a small one. So I used this, excuse me, it's Stitch So Sweetly dies, and it's nested scalloped rectangles. And this small one worked out just perfect. This one was too big for the card, so I went ahead and went with this one. I love all the shape dies because they work out so well. We're going to use this pretty bling. I'm going to move that to the side, and you can see I'm using Stampin' Write markers and Stampin' Blends. I'm going to push those over to the side, and we can go ahead and get started. So our card is, sorry, 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to go ahead and score that down the middle by using my bone folder, just like that. Perfect. All right. We are also going to do the inside of the card with white, and I wanted to have a nice little border around it, just like that. But I did want to cut that scallop out of the piece. So let's go ahead and grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we will cut that scallop out of that piece first and get that out of the way. And then the rest of the pieces I already have cut for you, so you only have to watch me die cut one thing. So let's put the machine up here so you guys can see it. I'm gonna push these guys over. All right, so when we use our die cuts, we are going to use platform number 1, and we're going to use cutting plate number 2, and then we need number 3. This is the one that's well loved. It's the one that gets cut into, and we're going to put our piece down, and I'm going to grab my die, which is this one, and we're going to use that washi tape or painter's tape that's up here on the top, because I don't want too much to come out. And I want approximately, let's see, about that much maybe at the top. So let's grab the I keep calling it washi tape. Grab the painter's tape, the purple tape, and we will stick that down like so. Hold that die in place, put the cover on there, and we will crank it through. The rest of the pieces I've already cut for you, but I wanted to show you the placement of this one, so that's why I went ahead and cut it for you live here on this video. So let's go ahead and stick these back on my machine. I like to keep them on there because to me they're always where I need them, right? And I'm gonna slide this right back in there. All right. Let's move the plates and the machine out of our way, and then we will go ahead and get started on our cute card. All right. Let's see. I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper here, if I can find it. There we go. Because we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And I like to have something behind what I'm doing. So on the inside piece here of our card, I'll show you the main card. I have this flowers in the corner, and I've used the same color as the cardstock. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that, and I'm gonna turn it in this direction, and I'm gonna bring the ink to it, and I'm just gonna ink that up. The nice thing about this stamp set is that it's see-through, so you can look and get the exact placement that you want. You can turn, get just that floral part and not the bottom part right there on our card. So there's our floral. We'll just put that off to the side temporarily. I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp. And this is the Simply Chamois. I love it. And it cleans things so well. That's why I love it so much. Let's go ahead and stamp this and the skirt. The way that this set works is that it's in steps. So you're going to be inking them separately, and I'm going to cut them out. Now, this particular top is not necessarily made to fit on this skirt bottom, but I really wanted I wanted her to be dressed rather fancy because she's bringing home these flowers, right? And so she, for whatever reason, is dressed up. Maybe they're for a dinner party, and I just thought I wanted her to be more dressed up than the other image. So I'm going to use her. Now you can see how this goes straight across, and this is angled down. Let me show you the stamp set again. This one here is made for that to fit, but I didn't want her wearing boots, so that's why I went ahead and used this. And I'll show you the little trick. We'll put this to the side right now, and let's go ahead and ink up our other piece here. We'll stamp this on the other side here. And then we'll get to coloring. One more thing to color one more thing to stamp before we can get to coloring. And it is the words. And it says, "and heartfelt wishes." I don't want the "and," that ampersand. So I'm going to bring the ink pad to my stamp, and I'm going to make sure that I don't ink that one up. And if I don't ink it up, then it won't stamp, right? So I just want to double check that I have it, and hopefully I'm going to be able to fit it onto this teeny tiny little piece. I don't know why I cut myself such a small piece, but we'll see what happens. If I mess up, I'll just do another one. I have more paper here handy, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let's see, is it high? That's pretty much in the middle. So let's go ahead and roll with it, and hopefully it will fit. Hey, not bad, not bad. I'll cut it a little close on this side. Let's try one more time on the opposite side. And just in case, and we'll pick the best one. I mean, this one's not bad. I can't complain about it, but I don't know why. Like I said, I cut the paper so small. I should have just trimmed it back once I've finished stamping it, but we'll move a little bit more to this side. And we'll see if I can fit it better. And if not, we'll use the other side. Oh, that one's better. We'll go with that one. All right, so that's it for stamping. Let's get to coloring now. I'm going to go ahead and clean all my stamps. right. We are making it happen. So let's put that to the side. We're going to color these. So her skirt, as you can see here, is this dark Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to use the Stampin' Blend in the dark Blackberry Bliss first. And I'm going to pull that color down. And I'm going to kind of follow the lines of the dress. And on the other side, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to follow the lines. And then I am going to bring this kind of big. And then I will use this side here to color her skirt. I mostly use the brush tip. I just wanted a little bit more control, and the bullet tip gives me that. It gives me more control than the brush tip, so that's why I'm using it for this particular one. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight the spots that I want to be a little bit darker with my blends here. So I want there to be like a shadow along here, along this part of her dress and the side, and then the inner section can be lighter. So that's what I'm going to do there. Now on this side, I'm going to also do the sleeves. So she's wearing this sweater on the top of her skirt here. And so the sweater is the same color. I'm going to go ahead and do the cuffs. And here's the cuffs for this one. Just like that. And I'm going to add just a little more darkness under this wrapper, because there would be probably a shadow in that section. All right. Now, the rest of it is we're going to do her shoes. We're going to do them in dark Misty Moonlight. And we're going to grab that. And then I'm going to use the light Misty Moonlight to do her, the wrapping on the floral part here. So we've used these already. Move them out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to go around the edges with the bullet tip. And this is a smaller piece, so I tend to use the bullet tip when things are smaller. You can get around these floral parts a lot easier than with the brush tip. And I'm just going to give it one coat right now, a light one of the light Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to just color these top parts, this bottom part here. It's the part of the wrapper that's under her hand, and then these are the stems of these flower pieces. So once I have a basic color on here, then I'm going to go ahead and darken the areas that I want to be darker, kind of like a shadow there and a shadow here. And then I'm going to go around this part here. And then, of course, under her hands there's probably a shadow. So we will add that in just like that. So that's it for blue. Now let's go ahead and work on her legs and her hands. And I'm going to start with this light Flirty Flamingo. I like to add a little bit of pinkness to the skin. And I'm going to put it underneath first. So I'm just following her legs and her hands. And then this is Ivory, and it comes in a pack with bronze or ivory for 2 different skin tones. You can actually blend the 2 together to get even different colors. And like how I've added this Flirty Flamingo in here, you can add other colors that we have for other shades. That way you can customize your girl to your particular need. All right. So let's go ahead and color just like that. Perfect. Awesome. All right. I think that's good. Now comes the floral. Now for that section, I really wanted to have more fine lined, and this was a little too wide for my needs. So I went with my Stampin' Right markers. Now they're a little bit different. They have a fine line for journaling, for scrapbooking, and they have a brush tip on the other side. So I'm going to use the fine tip on them, and I will get started. So I'm going to start with the ones that kind of look like, I don't know, like open, like, I don't know, pine or whatever. I don't know exactly what to call them, but I'm going to start with them. You'll see as I go along, and I'm just going to fill in those pieces with the fine point like that. And this is our cinnamon cider. And then I'm going to skip that one, and I'm going to do this one right here. And I'm just going to fill in around those black sections, kind of make them a little bit thicker, but not too thick. Then I'm going to skip these two, and I'm going to go to this one. And I'm just going to deposit right over the black those colors, and I'm actually going to use the tip to get the stalk as well. Like that. And so the last one, I'm going to skip two more, and then we're going to go to this one here. And so for this one, it kind of spills down over this side. So I'm going to go ahead and add that over the blue. And then I'm going to fill in right here. Just perfect. That looks good to me. So let's move to our next color. Let's start with this one. This is Mary Merlot. Oops. And that's the brush tip. That's the side I don't want. So I'm going to work my way. I'm going to take, like I said, the stem down, and then I'm just going to go around these little berry-like pieces, and I'm just going to go around them, just going just outside the black so that you just have a hint of that color. I'm going to skip that next one and work my way to this one and add the little berries to it. And just add that little bit of that red color. I'm going to go to this one next. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just following the black lines and outlining all of these little berry pieces, and then I will follow the lines inward to the main stalk like that, and then make sure that that stalk blends down. And then we're going to go with this lighter color, which is our crumb cake, and I'm going to use the same tip, and we're going to do these guys in here. So I'm filling those in, and this one's like kind of a wheat type stalk to me. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what these are. I'm not really up on plants and their names, but I just thought that this was really a fall way to kind of go about it using these colors. I'm just filling those in just like that. Now I didn't want there to be all this sparseness here in the middle. So that's what this last brown color is for. And this is our soft suede. And I am going to start first with the tip like this, but then I think I'm going to use the brush end, and I'm going to fill in between these pieces and up like here, and then all of this side here, just to fill in so that it makes it look a lot fuller, just like that. And then at the bottom, I'm going to use the same one to fill in down here, all along here, and I'm going to go a little bit past those black marks so that you can see some of that brown down there, so that it looks like the stems sticking out of the end. So that's all the coloring. So let me put my blends back over here. All right. I have them in a little holder, or have a basket next to me. That's where I put my stuff. And then we're going to go ahead and fussy cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and trim these. And we will go ahead and go all the way around like that. The fussy cutting is the easiest part of this project. It's a very easy piece to cut out, I think. Next, we're going to use our blending brush. You can see it there on my desktop. And we are going to add a little bit of color to the white piece that is behind the girl. I wanted it to have a little bit of color, like, I don't know, that she was walking and it was a blue day, you know, where she was walking. I didn't want it to be a stark white color. So we're gonna just fussy cut around these little guys. I'm just kind of wiggling my scissor, and we're almost done. All right, now for the skirt. This is going to be even faster. This is a very simple piece to cut out. You just have the folds on the skirt and then around her legs here, around her shoes, and up the other side, and we're done. All right. So let's go ahead and finish with her, and we'll start our blending. So we'll set her to the side with that Heartfelt Wishes. All right, so let's grab our blender pen, and we're going to use Balmy Blue. And I'm going to pick up some of this color, and I'm going to deposit it right here. I just don't want all that darkness. I want it to be fairly light. I just want it to be subtle. I don't want it to be overly blue. So we're just gonna blend that in. Just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the words as well. All right. Whoops! I sent that flinging across the room. Let me go grab that real quick, and then we will start to assemble our card. I can't believe I did that. Oh boy, hopefully I can find it. Yes, here it is, right in the front. I didn't really fling it across the room, but it did go off my desk. Okay. So let's go ahead and assemble. So we're going to use our seal adhesive, and we are going to put this piece on our soft suede die cut scalloped rectangle there from the scalloped contour dies. So let's go ahead and give it a little love here. There we go. And let's go ahead and attach our lady onto that piece. So I'm going to grab my silicone mat because I'm going to be using a wet adhesive. I really like to use this whenever I am gluing something that has smaller areas like this where her legs are. So I just think it works better. So we'll go ahead and I use the silicone mat so in case I spill the, you know, that wet glue, that it doesn't make a mess. But we're going to go ahead and put her down right about there and attach her onto this piece. And I'll just hold her for a second just to make sure she's down. For our top section, I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to grab a big one for the middle and for this section here. And then I'm going to use the minis, and I'm going to make sure that there are some in most of these pieces here so that it doesn't fall when I place it onto the card. All right, that looks good to me. We're going to attach our heartfelt wishes onto our baby scallop. Here it is. Just like that. All right. And that is going to get a couple dimensionals, as is the back of this scallop rectangle. All right, let's move these off. We're done with the silicone mat, so I'm just going to get that out of the way. And we'll put our pieces over here. And let's bring in our designer series paper. This paper is so beautiful. I love it. We're going to flip it to this side because we're going to put our adhesive on this green part. And this is going to get attached onto our Misty Moonlight card front. Just like that. All right, let's tie our ribbon. We're going to put it on the inside of the card, and we're going to wrap it around. And this is a really beautiful ribbon. It's gray granite, and I'm going to move it so that it's near the top here. And it has a shimmer to it, so it's a really pretty ribbon. It has that shimmery look. So I'm going to tie a knot, and then I'm going to pull the ends there and pull it taut, and there will be no bow tying. So it's just going to be a knot, which I really love this look. And for those of you who don't like to tie bows, you will like it as well. So I'm going to just pull that just like that. All right. The next step is going to be to use my ribbon cutting scissors and trim the ends. I'm just going to lay the bow right how I like it, just like that. All right. And I'm also going to slide it, open here and slide it a little bit down, and right there is where I want it. And I'm going to just trim these edges like so. That's why I have a ribbon cutting scissor, because you see how easily it chopped that. It does that really well. When you have a scissor that's kind of dedicated, I'm going to trim another little bit off. I think it's too long on this one end. If I can get it under there, there we go. Plus we'll make it a lot prettier. There we go. All right. Goodness, I cut such a small amount that it was fraying there. All right, so there's our ribbon. I will put the scissor away. We're done with that. And let's go ahead and grab my Take Your Pick tool. I love this tool. And we are going to first attach our scalloped rectangle onto the card here. We're going to put it here near the top and just even there on either side, which is why I tied the ribbon first, so that I could gauge the amount of room that I needed to leave this rectangle on. That looks pretty good to me. What do you guys think? Maybe a smidge up and over. There we go. I want to make sure it's straight. There we go. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and put her on. So we're going to pull these backs off. I love this Take Your Pick tool. I think it's like one of the best tools we have in the catalog. You can get it at my store. So we're going to attach this on, and then this will form her little arms right here. And That looks awesome. On to the last piece for the front, which is the words, Heartfelt Wishes. Once again, take your pick tool, match that here in the corner. That's such a cute little scalloped shape. All right. So now we're going to attach our inside. So let's give it a line of adhesive. We'll put that on the inside of our card. I'm going to match these two sides and then the bottom. And once those are about even, put that down. And the finishing touch is going to be the Elegant Faceted Gems. I think they're so beautiful. I love that they have so much shimmer to them. I'm going to put them up so that you guys can see all that pretty shimmer. I'm going to use this color here in the middle because I think it matches really well with all the browns on this card. So I'm going to take a large one and we're going to put it over here in this corner. And then we'll put another large one up here with her. I'm going to put a baby one up on the words right here. And I like to put them in a triangular pattern. I just think that is more pleasing to the eye. Let me put away my faceted gems. They're so pretty. And I will show you the cards. There they are, side by side. I think they turned out awesome. I'm very pleased with them. I appreciate you watching me. I'm really grateful for that. I'm kind of new to YouTube, so just help me out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Ask your friends to subscribe too, and when you do subscribe, you're going to get notifications when I post new videos. Check out my blog, Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I will link it in the description below. And when you go there, you can access PDFs and measurements and more fun projects. I do blog every single day, and this stamp set will be on my blog for an entire week worth. So you can search either by delivering cheer, or just go to blog posts starting on the 14th of November. And that's the first day that I'll start blogging it, 14th November 2021. You can find it by date also. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Please help me out by leaving me a comment, sharing my videos. I really appreciate that if you do. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel up and running, and I've been blogging for well over a year now. So YouTube was my next step, and I appreciate your support. Thank you again. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping.